I'm intending that this message finds you when you're ready to receive it. There is a connection in your life that you are ready to release, and I'm getting that this connection is more energetic. It may not necessarily be a person who is physically in your life, although it could be. This past year has been a lot of clearing out, getting rid of people, getting rid of things. It's been a lot of karma clearing, obviously, with this Saturn year. And you've been seeing that with a lot of people in your life, a lot of connections have fallen off because you've seen the truth of it. This has been a big unmasking year, and you have seen the truth of these people and what was behind the mask. And I'm getting for a lot of you, this could be family, specifically friends, acquaintances, coworkers, whatever. And it's been almost everybody has been wiped clean. And I'm going to give an example of this at the end of this reading just to illustrate my point, so you can kind of understand where this message is going and where I'm coming from. And there's one final person that I'm getting that you have been holding on to for a very long time. I kept hearing 17 again when I was meditating on this message, and it's you guys are getting some kind of energetic reset because of this. But this person was someone that you met either like in your youth, or just a while ago. You were in a very different place. And I'm getting that that's very significant to this message, is the place you were in when you met that person. And that for a lot of you, whoever this resonates with, you were at a point in your life where you really needed to believe that there were good people in this world. And that's sort of what's been coming up with all these people that you've been releasing, that you grew up around a lot of disrespect. So you were comfortable being around people that disrespected you. So having friends in your life that disrespected you never struck you as abnormal because you grew up with people that didn't treat you right. And so I'm getting like in this kind of frame that as you've been releasing those people, it's like this final person has come to the front. And you met this person when you were in a place where you really needed to believe that there were good people in the world. And because you were under that illusion, you were still in that mindset with people that disrespected you. You may have overlooked a lot of red flags around this person, and I've been hearing the rose-colored glasses are coming off. That it's not that this person did anything bad to you. If anything, I'm getting that this is a loose end, that you guys were separated almost like abruptly, that you didn't even get to see where things went with this person. And what I got from this meditation is that this person was a blessing, and they were removed before they became a lesson for you. And for some of you, why this person hasn't come up in like this energetic clearing that you have been doing this season is because like periodically throughout your life, you would think of this person when you were in a low space, and it would give you the motivation to like move forward. That this person was almost like a consistent blessing in your life, even when they weren't physically present. And now you're finally being invited to see the truth of this person, that you've finally done all of the work to clear out all of those other people so that you have a firm foundation to stand on, and so that you're ready to see that maybe this person wasn't the best person, and that's why they were removed from your life. For something I live by is that if they have been removed, it was divinely guided, and like you don't go back. And this is the example that I'm going to give, because you're being offered and invited, especially with this full moon, there's clearing, to finally release this person. I'm getting, if you've been feeling blocks in love, friendship, or community, this is like that final piece, that final thing that has been blocking you because you're holding on to an older version of you. That person is tied to an older version of you. And where I'm inviting you to release this person, the angle is not that you'll never meet them again or whatever. It's just to release that old version of you that is connected to them and allow the universe to do its thing. And this is the example that I'm going to give. This is something separate, that I had a friend from years ago, and we both met when we were young, and things were as they were. We were friends, and we were both immature in our own way, and we went our separate ways, but still stayed kind of connected, but not serious. And when we went our separate ways, it was to go on very different paths in life. I was rebuilding my life, because if you know me like that, like my life has been insane. I've had to rebuild many times over, and this was one of those occasions where I had to rebuild again, and they were just like launching in their life. But we were both young, frontal lobes were not developed, all of that. And we stayed friends, and they would connect with me here and there. But I was always very dismissive of this person because I was getting out of like really bad situations. And this person was like flirty, and like whenever I got a message from them, I figured like I was just one of many on their roster because they have like a bit of a player energy. They're a really nice person. They're really fun. But in that instance, like I didn't want to be connected with them romantically in any way. I'm like, let's just stay friends. So I would ignore a lot of their messages. And so periodically over the years, they would message me and it'd be in that like flirty energy, and I would just be ignoring them. And I did this for years. And finally this year I was going through my contacts. I was going through like an energetic cleanse of people in my life, and I came across their contact and I was like, you know, do I get rid of them? Do I not? Like we stay in contact sometimes, but we never text. Anyway, I ended up deleting them because I'm like, whatever, you know, we don't talk like that. You know, they still try to treat me as like, you know, one of many girls in my head that I was thinking. Until later this year, right? I deleted this person's contact. Later this year, this person was reaching out to me because we're friends on other platforms, and they reached out to me again, and I was just like dismissing out of habit, even though I'd noticed it was like an energetic shift that I noticed about this person and like stuff they were posting, and I was like, oh, that's great. Like I didn't think much of it because I'm doing my thing, they're doing their thing, and again, we've been so in and out of each other's lives. It's almost like people in a train station. Like you're getting off, they're getting off the train, I'm getting on. It's just chaos, and we were never able to connect. Until finally I realized that the way they were reaching out to me was different than before, and I had just been treating them like the old version of them for way too long. And I was like, it finally hit me that this person was trying to have an actual conversation with me, and that I was dismissing them based on a habit. So I finally took the chance and like reached back out and like spoke like a person to them, and I was like, oh, we ended up talking, and now we're collaborating on something in business. We have a project that we're working on together. And it was interesting because when we finally reconnected, there was a noticeable difference. I'm much more mature and they are much more mature, which surprised me. That this is a sign for you guys that people do change, but you have to be able to release them. And that it's funny that I released this person and now they're back in my contacts again. That if they're meant to be there, they will be there, but you have to release that older tie, that older energetic tie, because you being connected to that old version of them is how they still show up as that old version, and how you are still holding yourself in that old version of you. That energetic clearing I did, I released that old version of them, how I knew them, and was just ignoring them until it finally came to my attention that they were approaching me differently. That's what I noticed, is that, you know, a lot of people, especially if you deal with narcissists, they'll do like this overnight change and be like, wow, I became a completely different person. And that's just not how it works. You deal with actions, not words. And that how this person was approaching was different. Obviously, the conversations we were having are different, and to the point that we're collaborating in a very professional manner, that like it's like we found our maturity in our stride, that we had to go separate ways to come back together. And that's sort of what you're being invited to do with this certain energy. That just because they had red flags back then doesn't mean they won't show up in a different way. But this is an element of trust, that this is like a last energetic block for you, because it's holding you to an old version of you and also keeping an old version of them around. Allow them to be released, and if they're meant to be in your life, they will come back to you. And that's sort of the element of trust. But in the meantime, it's do your thing. If anyone approaches with energy that doesn't align with you, like you just ignore it and you ignore it. And eventually, if they want to be in your life, they will show up differently. And that's like a personal lesson that I learned this year, especially in this clearing out, energetic clearing season. And for this collective, whoever this resonates with, there's one person that you hold dearly, but you have rose-colored glasses on, and it's time to see them as they truly were. There were definitely red flags in the beginning there, but you needed to see the good in people, and you're finally in a firmer foundation now where you don't need that anymore. You don't need that like codependent energy anymore, or that like things need to be good. Like you're able to see the world as it is, and able to see people as they are, and also show up authentically, so you can allow people to show up in the way that you want them to be in your life. So if this resonates with you, let me know. If you'd like your own personal reading with me, you can head to the link at the top of my page. They're at my Etsy shop. I also have a new scheduling function, so if you want to book a meeting with me, a lot of you have been reaching out just saying you want to chat with me, talk, whatever. I have options also in the link in my bio, and check out my Substack while you're there. Thanks, guys.